Hello, new technologies. Welcome to this tutorial 11.1, where we explore how to make a live sampling app. Now, to get us going here, I've created a Unity shell for us and solved a few little tricky things. So let's start by downloading that. And put it somewhere on your desktop, whatever, or in with your Unity apps if you know where they all live. So on my Mac, I have a root drive here with my Unity project folder, and my file is in there. And then just click on the zip file and expand the folder. And then go to Unity and open Unity first. And then we'll need to add the project to our list. And we click on the sampler, on this folder, the entire project folder, not any of the things inside, because we want to open the entire project. And then click on that. And if you have a couple of other windows that open for whatever reason, just maybe close them and go to your main window. I might have left open, the console window and whatever. And what we've got here in the game window is a record button, stop button, a playback button, and a stop button. And in the time of COVID, what I've realized is everyone's on a computer. You might have different sound settings. Might be working on a desktop with a sound card if you're on a PC. You might be plugging in some Bluetooth headphones with a microphone. And everyone's going to have really different sound settings. Then we're developing for an iPad or a phone, and we're going to be using the sound settings on that device too. So basically, the way this patch works is that we have a script here called microphone input, and if we double click on that and open it up in your text editor, scripting editor, you can see the basic script that I've set up for us to sample with. And it's pretty simple for a couple of reasons. So you can learn, understand it. And it's set up at the moment to work on a kind of a tablet device or a phone. And this message here will run on a laptop as well if you're using the native kind of microphone and the speakers that are built into the laptop. But if you're on a PC or a desktop Mac and you've got a few different devices, then odds on this script won't work, and you won't be able to sample. So in order to fix that, I've made another script called Mic Doctor. And what this does is it just runs a very simple start function. And it says for each variable, and I've created a variable device in the microphone devices class within the computer system that we're operating in, send the name of that as a debug message to our console. And I've put a little plus sign in here to say, that if you might have more than one device. But what I want is I want to look at, what you're using as well. And that should appear down here in this little message strip. But first of all, we've got to set it up. And what I've done is I've built this script, but at the moment the script is not going to work just in the folder like this. I have to bring it into Unity, into this program, and make it active. And this is how we do it. We create an empty game object. And this empty game object is just called game object at the moment, but what I want to do is rename it. And I want to call it Mic Doctor. And then what I've got to do is drag the Mic Doctor script, not the other microphone input one, the Mic Doctor one, onto Mic Doctor here. And then when I click on this, you'll see that the script has been imported, and it's now an active component in our Unity program. And then press play. And when we press play, it'll take a little while to compute, and it will run the program, and you'll see, sure enough, here comes the name of my microphone. And because I'm using an external device to my computer, it's got the name of the device there. I'm using this little mixer thing. It's called a Rodecaster Pro. And the sound settings that I have in my system, if I just go and look at them really quickly, system preferences here, and it's the same on a PC. If I press sound here, you can see that it's got this device listed in here. And Unity is telling me that that's the one it's going to use. Well, the Mic Doctor script is telling me that. Okay, so your computer or your laptop, depending on whether you're using a headset, device, external sound card, the sound on your graphics card, will have a different name down here. And what I want you to do is look at that name. Look at the capitals, the small letters, the spaces, everything. Okay, and then go back to your Visual Studio script editor and go to this script using the tabs up here, because I've got two scripts open at the moment. Go to the one that's called Microphone Input, C# or CS. And where it says built-in input, that's what we've got to change out. Now, to kind of make it easier for you, what I've done is I've included another line up the top here, just above this one. And it has 2 forward slashes in front of it. This is a fantastic tool in scripting, that if we want to write a comment, like we were using the comment boxes in Macs, we can write a comment into our C# script, and anything that is preceded by 2 forward slashes, scripting, nullifies that line and turns it into a neutral comment line. And basically, to turn a line of code off, deactivate it, you can use these 2 slashes. And in my copy of Visual Studio, it will green that line out. And there's another one here that's got that built-in microphone message. Now, I don't want to delete that. and I don't want to modify it because I need to change this script back if I want to build this app out to a device and use it on my iPad. But for now, working with the Unity and learning how to use it, I'm using my desktop computer. So I've got to switch these lines over and make sure that this message in my script talks to my Rodecaster Pro multi-channel. And there's another line up here. 2 lines that have to be done. One there and one there. Now it's very important that you take note of the exclamation marks either side of this argument. And the exclamation marks allow you to have capitals and spaces in accordance with the prophecy here of Rodecaster Pro multi-channel, or it could be, you know, a Sound Blaster and the model of Sound Blaster you have, or it could be, you know, a Focusrite Sapphire audio interface, whatever it is that you're using. Take that name and put it in this line. You know, you might have something like this if you're using one of those devices. Have a good look at it, check it, make sure it's perfect. Now, the other thing in this script, there's a number here, 5. And my apologies, it's a basic script. And what I'm doing is I'm talking to this kind of innate part of the Unity software, and it's looking for an integer. But this 5 corresponds to seconds. And some of you might want to use a float here. Whatever, the float's not going to work in this script. I'm sorry. But if you have a special need to have a time-based sample loop thing, you have to get in touch with me and we'll find another way of doing that rather than this. This is a very kind of simple way to talk to the class of microphone input. And basically I'm using a technique in Unity we call getComponent to set this parameter up. And this is what you use when you can't find anything in the inspector that you need. And you can see that there's not a lot of information in here. There's no inspector information here that we can talk to. So when that happens, you've got to go to the Unity assisted programming interface, which is a massive online library, and you find out what you can and can't do, and you build your script accordingly to that, which is what I've done here. But you can modify that. If you want a shorter sample, 2 will give you 2 seconds, which is probably big enough if you want to do, you know, some kind of breaking wind or belching app or something like that. But if you want to record a bit of speech, I would suggest putting 5 seconds in there. And then once you've done that, press save. And what we're going to do is save this script back into the Unity folder. And then Unity will take a moment here. If you look at my mouse, you see the spinning wheel of death appears. And what happens then is Unity updates all of that stuff. And oh, it's done something weird to my thing here. Maybe I should just go onto like a standard landscape for now. Might be better. And I'll double click on my canvas. I don't know why it's doing that. But anyway, the it's obviously because I changed the time of that, and it's gone in. And the mic system actually belongs somewhere inside this canvas, you know, kind of resides in there. And you know, there's a raw image thing there. You know, you can put your own background in there. I've just left it white at this stage, but you know, we could change it to any kind of neutral color. You know, it's whatever you want to do. Or you know, that will also tint a background image as well. But yeah, you drag your texture file in there. So now that that's all set up and working, and my mic doctor has said that that's going to be there, I'm going to test it out. I'm going to maximize on play. Press play. And then I'm going to hit the big record button over here. And yabba dabba 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 do. And we should be able to get and yabba dabba 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 do. And yabba dabba 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 dabba. And there's my sample working, and it will continue to loop. And yabba dabba 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 do. But because I didn't record for the full 5 seconds, there's a space in there. And yabba dabba 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 do. So the inside the canvas there are 4 buttons, and the record button has an audio source connected to it. Has the microphone input script on it, this one here. So this is the magic object that does all the work. And in the input script, there's an audio source, but there's no clip in it. And if you put a clip in there, I'm not sure what happens actually. It'll probably play the clip when you open the patch, but then when you record, it will override it. Then I've got in the audio source, let's see what we can do now. I'd like to do some effects to this. So if we go back to the canvas, select that, create a new game object, user interface. Let's grab a slider. And let's put this horrible looking slider in front of us. Let's, while we've got that selected, let's go here and put it on, I think top to bottom. No, bottom to top. This is Unity jargon, folks. So bottom to top, I think, means that if it starts on value 0, it will be at the bottom here. And what I want to do is activate this slider. I want it to talk to the audio source here. I reckon it would be really cool, and I'll show you what I mean if I just press play. Oh, hang on. Sorry. If I take the maximize off, if I press play and I record something in, can I record something in? Hello everyone in the New Tech class. This is your teacher recording some audio. Teacher recording some audio. Hello everyone in the New Tech class. This is your teacher recording some audio. So while I'm playing in the New Tech class, I'm going to click on this button, recording some audio. Hello everyone in the New Tech class. I'm going to scroll down here and look at the audio source. Hello everyone in the New Tech class. And there's a parameter here called pitch. Recording some audio. Recording some audio.
Hello everyone in the New Tech class. This is your teacher recording some audio. Hello everyone in the New Tech class.
Now wouldn't it be cool if we could activate that with a slider? It goes up to 3. But it also goes down into negative values, -3, where you can play the audio backwards. So it would be really cool if we could map this fader to those parameters. But first things I want to do, sorry, I said fader, I meant slider. First thing I'd like to do is get this in a different place, and I'd like to scale it up a bit, maybe twice the size. And next thing I'd like to do is open up the slider and find the handle and click on that. And in the sprite folder here, I've got some slider images, including a knob. So if I go to that handle there and I click into that, I can put a knob in there. And I might want to scale this up as well. Maybe a 2 and a 4. Oh, or 3 by 1.8 maybe. And that gives me a nice looking slider with a bit of, shadow around it. Very cool. Then I want to go to the fill area and look at the fill. And I want to put one of these images in there as well. So when I turn, when I adjust the slider, you can see that there's a nice red kind of color in there. So it's a bit better than what's there. And there's a few different colors there to set up. So there's the look of my slider. Now I've got to adjust the slider itself. If I close all of the little decorative elements of it and go to the slider itself now, I'm looking at this little interaction area here, and I'm going to click the plus sign. And the audio source object, it resides in this button, record button up here. So I'm going to click and drag that down into there. And once again, the doing that shows Unity, it tells it to look for everything in this game object. Tells the slider to go and study that, check it out. So when I go to this function list here, sure enough, an audio source appears. And if I scroll up here, I can find that parameter for pitch, which will correspond to the inspector pitch that we were just playing with before. My minimum value of my slider at the moment, I should make that -3. The maximum value, I should make 3. But the start value, I should make 1. And the reason for that is that 1 will give us absolutely no pitch shift. 0 will actually transpose the sound so low that it will stop. I want 0 in the range because I want to go into the negative numbers. So -3, 3, and start value of 1. Don't click the whole numbers here because we want a floating point range on the slider. Okay, let's try it out. Hello, new tech class. This is a test. Testing. 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 Test. Testing. 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 Okay. I'm going to record some more stuff in there now. Yabba dabba 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 do. Testing, testing, testing. My sampler. My name is Stu. It's Stu. Testing, testing, testing. My sampler. My name is Stu. Testing, testing, testing. My sampler. My name is Stu. Testing, testing, testing. My sampler. My name is Stu. Wow, just
Testing,
imagine if your
testing,
teacher sounded
testing.
like that.
My sampler. My name is Stu.
And he worked
Testing,
part-time as a
testing,
jockey or
testing.
something.
My
That'd be
sampler. My name is Stu.
pretty bent.
Testing, testing, testing.
My sampler.
My name is Stu. Testing, testing.
So it seems to be working quite well. Got the Swedish stuff happening on the other side of the slider. So yeah, just go through this slowly, test it out, get it working. Let me know if you have any exotic audio connection problems with your computer. But the mic doctor stage is really essential. And thanks, that's the end of this tutorial.